Hello, it's St. Patrick's time to prepare for the 17th of March, St. Patrick's Day. Be sure and wear something green. We have stapled shamrocks on our aprons, but Bonnie was clever enough to wear an appropriate themed blouse. We want to demonstrate a sample St. Patrick's Day dinner. And so we'll start with saying that we have been cooking overnight this corned beef. The traditional Irish dinner that we learned about came from a wonderful Catholic congregation in Oakland, California, who every St. Patrick's Day have a church-wide dinner. Why we happen to be involved, because of course we're not Catholics, is that our daughters were in Irish dance, and these Irish dancers, this school was invited to be the entertainment. They were a warm and wonderful group of people, and we really enjoyed learning what they traditionally do for a St. Patrick's Day dinner. So first they cook corned beef brisket. You can have a homemade recipe on the internet. There are many that you've seasoned yourself and cooked on low. This is a braised product. However, you can always also just buy them in a bag already prepared. We put about 2 cups of water in the crock pot and dropped that prepared brisket in last night, and that was it. Now, while we are taping, the things that go with corned beef are steamed potatoes, and we have steamed potatoes. You can boil them or steam them any way you want without their skins. And then the third item on this dish is cabbage. Now, cabbage, a lot of recipes for cabbage require that they be boiled for, I have one recipe that it takes 2 hours to boil the cabbage. No. The opposite for corned beef and cabbage. I suspect that this whole dinner is American style. So we are the last 10 minutes of cooking. We are just dropping the wedges of cabbage, and you don't even have to completely immerse it because you want it just warmed up. And you just drop that right in. I'm going to put a little bit more in. And you can even put it on top of the cabbage because you're just wanting it to barely cook. That's it. That is all that's required. We'll talk about plating and serving in a minute. But Joanne has some ideas to have a dessert or a gift to give away for St. Patrick's Day.
So Bonnie already has a demo on this wonderful dessert she made, and it's a homemade Oreo cookie recipe with some mint chips in it and green frosting. So that's a fun dessert to do for St. Patrick's Day. So I designed a box. I have a demo that I did for Valentine's Day. You can go back and look at that. And it's just from one sheet of paper. And I put shamrocks on it, and I think it looks kind of St. Patrick's Day-ish.
Very cute.
And then this is the box. So I tested this out in 4 of these cookies. Now these were made with a size 60 scoop, which is about a tablespoon. So just all you have to do is, I recommend wrapping them individually just because it has grease in it, and we'll go through this is not baker's paper, it's just plain cardstock. So put just 4 in there for a nice little individual gift. And I've got some baker's green and white baker's twine. And now this, since the last demo, I bought this, it was quite a bit cheaper to get double the amount of the baker's twine.
On Amazon?
On Amazon. And so I did, but unfortunately in the little sugar shaker bottle, it doesn't fit. So I found these at the dollar store, and my wonderful husband just put a little hole there. So now I have one that fits that way. And it actually is so much cheaper to buy the double amount than one of those singles.
That's a good idea.
So anyway, just tie that in a nice, I think it came to 1 cent for a foot. So I can afford that.
So per yard, that's 3 cents a yard, and the ribbon, the wire ribbon from Costco is 14 cents
Yeah.
a yard.
So there you go. Nice little St. Patrick's gift.
We're ready to serve our St. Patrick's dinner. Most of the time has been waiting for machines to cook the potatoes, the cabbage, and the corned beef. So now it's time to serve. And it's nice to serve it with bread. This is a simple homemade loaf of bread that's cooked directly on a pizza stone rather than on a rack or in a pan. It's just a free-form bread, very quick to make. We have our secret ingredient that's on top of this traditional recipe is lots and lots of mustard. Okay, I'm going to start by serving our potatoes. The potatoes are just sprinkled with salt and pepper, each individual, because of course you know there's no crowd at all that is ever all able to eat the same thing. So you pass this flavorings around, and next comes the corned beef and the cabbage. So I'm going to cut the corned beef first. We're still trying to give that cabbage as much as possible. It does need a full 15 minutes to slice all that cabbage. This is so tender, I'm having trouble getting it out of the pot. There we go.
So the red color kind of makes you feel like it's not done, but it's
You
falling
don't need to
apart.
worry, that's a good observation. You don't need to worry about the red color. That is a thoroughly cooked piece of meat. You don't need to measure it. It is cooked. Why it's still red is because it's got some kind of a pickling brine that it's been soaking in. So it was arrested at the color because of the method of preparing. Okay, now you can slice this with a regular knife, or you can shred it. You can see some of it over here is all shredded. But you just, 2 nice pieces of corned beef look real pretty on the plate. And here, John, I'll give you shredded.
Oh, yeah.
So, whoops, never mind, I won't. So either way is good. If you prefer to just shred it all, we all have seen methods for shredding. And this is looking delicious, but we have to have our corned beef. So this is cabbage. It's floppy, but it's delicious. It's a delicious addition. So I'll give some of this to each of us. And then, Joanne, give us each a slice of bread. And we'll pass the butter, salt, and pepper. And we each will taste this. Oh, I forgot. This is the traditional dinner right here. But I'm thinking, because of the advances we've made in nutritional research, that we should add green veggies, raw veggies, to each plate. Raw green veggies. And you can look on the internet for lots of beautiful displays of green veggies. These are sugar snap peas and prepared celery that I have done a demo on. If you prepare your vegetables when you first get home from the supermarket, then you can pull them out as soon as you are ready. So, the crowning, and I'm going to put this on. If you don't like it, then you can have the other plate, Joanne. This is the shocking part. We were astounded as we saw all these wonderful people in this big room at the Catholic Church. Just pour on, just pour on.
On the potatoes and everything?
On the potatoes, the cabbage, and the corned beef, lots of mustard.
I don't know. Can you see that how much mustard that is?
All right, I can tell I'm switching plates with Joanne.
Yes. I might try a little.
Do they traditionally have different kinds of mustard or just one kind?
Well, that one just passed big bowls of mustard, just regular French's mustard.
Wow.
So this is my place to do.
Joanne's not sure about the mustard. Actually, a neat thing about the mustard trick is you're not as tempted to put butter on everything. It really is a good flavoring. So we'll be right back with a taste test of all of our St. Patrick's Day things. We are now ready for the taste sampling. It is nice, and I forgot to do it, to put a little of the broth on top of the potatoes because they weren't cooked with the potatoes. You don't have to worry about the other two things. They're really, they'll be well flavored. I'd like to try you to try the mustard too, Joanne.
I'm eating my dot. It is good. I'm not a strong mustard eater, but it's very good.
It's very surprising.
See better on the potatoes. I'd much rather have butter. It's not bad.
And it, you know, you're eating the fatty kind of meat. So it's good. We've got the butter right here, but it's good if instead you use the mustard.
Mm-hmm. That's very good. Can I have butter on my bread?
You can have butter on your bread. We will be doing a demonstration on this bread recipe. It's a recipe that I got years ago from Southern Living magazine, and we'll put a link to their website when we do that demo. But this is a very versatile bread. It's technically called Italian bread, but we're not going to call that today Italian bread. It's just
Irish bread.
Yeah. I've tried Irish soda bread, and I don't think we as Americans are used to the soda bread. The soda is the leavening instead of the yeast, and I always miss the yeast when I try that. So this is an American version of...
Yeah. And Bonnie's here with us. Unfortunately, she doesn't get to taste it. Do you want to taste the bread, Bonnie?
No fair.
That reminds me of when you torment Bonnie with... When Joanne would torment Bonnie with foods she was eating that Bonnie didn't have, she'd eat it right in front of her.
Never. I'm sure I never said that. Now, are you going to mention the...
Okay.
Now you're doing it again.
For a table runner, I made another similar to how I did the Valentine one, and I just used doilies because that's kind of Irish lace. So I used doilies and ordered some puffy shamrocks on Amazon, and I just sewed down the center of it, and there I have a decoration for the table. We may include a shot of the St. Patrick's Day dinner I have with my family, because I thought, oh, candles or maybe green balls would be pretty up and down the table.
Looks nice.
So now you have our St. Patrick's celebration.
Should we try Bonnie's cookies?
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So, and then, you know, in all honesty, I'm going to add a little bit of more mustard when I finish this.
Well, I have
Maybe
it
not that
covered.
much.
I'm glad. And now for the cookies. That was a good idea to put mint inside the cookie dough itself, Bonnie.
Yeah. And it remind you of toothpaste.
It's good. It's just enough mint, too. It's a little more subtle. Very good, Bonnie.
Is the mint in the frosting?
No.
Just in the cookie part.
That cookie is so good you don't want to just take a polite bite and put it down. That is delicious.
I was going to do that, but it's half gone.
Those are tender.
I liked it much better than the last recipe that we all had from a cake mix. So I just made my own.
So this is all individual ingredients rather than using a cake mix.
Yes.
And we have to say this isn't a true Oreo. This is an Oreo type of cookie.
It's better than an Oreo.
It is really delicious, yes. So that reminds me, if you wanted to adapt Pecan Heaven, if you'd like to color white chocolate, you can do so as long as you use paste food color.
Not gel, it has to be a paste.
Well, I don't know about the gel. I've used paste. The kind of food color that comes from the supermarket absolutely will ruin your chocolate. So experiment with a commercial version of color, and you could color it whatever you want. I didn't demonstrate it because, you know, the thing about the Pecan Heaven candies are they're kind of universal. They're white, that you can give them at any holiday. But if you wanted to make them green, you could take the same white chocolate and turn it green.
Yeah.
As green as you want, light or dark, whatever.
Yeah.
So Joanne, did you use yellow and blue to color yours?
No, I had a green
Oh, you had
paste.
green. Okay.
Yeah, so I had to make this because Bonnie's not here with us, if you hadn't noticed in person. So to taste it, I made her recipe. I also, she used the Andes mints, and I went to Walmart here, and they had no Andes mints, but they had a Walmart brand. They're little triangles of mint and chocolate, and they taste really good. So that works.
Yep, this is a delicious cookie. I think I love the mint in the cookie instead of in the
And the
filling.
frosting, yeah.
Yeah.
So Bonnie's in Texas, and Joanne and I are both in Utah, and this is our temporary solution for when we want to film together.
Until she comes back.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone.